Okay. So we'll try to understand some point of the SAP again. Okay. So last time we had a discussion. Okay, but still, we'll recap that. Okay. So as we discussed last time, as we discussed in the previous class. Okay. So I'm just recapping that call. So we have okay, coming to this is the we discussed about the points what we have, and this is an introduction which SAP stands for System Application and Products in the data processing. So it is a Germany multinational company. Okay, so this is software company which is the started ex employees, IBM employees around 1972. Okay, so coming to the journey which started with R1, R2, and R3. Okay, so real time one tier architecture and two tier architecture and three tier architecture. And they started with like a HANA ERP, then HANA database. Okay, so there is like interfaces which is connected from one system to another system. That facility it is there in the SAP system. Okay, if I'm using SAP system, but my production team might be planning, so it is not necessary every area they have to be go with SAP. Okay, so there will be a decentralized and centralized. Okay, so what is centralized, what is the decentralized? What is the centralized, what is the decentralized? Did anyone ever about this one, centralized, decentralized?
Yeah, yes.
So what do you mean by decentralized and centralized?
So, I mean,
Sorry, come in. Okay, let's start
cent-
with centralized. Let's start the first centralized. What do you mean by centralized?
centralized is basically single authority
Okay,
or
single authority.
controlled by
Uh-huh.
a single authority activities
Okay.
related to an organization.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I'm talking here respect to the software. Okay, not organization. Respect to the software. What do you mean by centralized? What is the decentralized? Okay. So I will tell you. Okay. So we have only single system. Okay, let's assume that we have single system. So can be handled all the areas. All the areas it means are like material management, PP, QM, okay, WM, FICO, okay. Then we have HR, HC, okay, like QM, okay, PP, FICO, ST, like all the areas. So it is all these are all areas which is covered in the single system. That means I can within a single client I can operate all these areas. Okay, so if I'm the person from the metal management person, I can operate using the same system, and I can operate the purchase orders creation, purchase requisitions, and the goods receipt, invoice receipt, those everything. If suppose that you are the quality management person, okay, so you are from the quality management, then what you can do, you can operate like quality management related with the same system, with the same client, same system, but IDs are different. My ID is different, user ID, your ID is different, but we are connecting to the only in the single system. Okay, if it is that's why the centralized. Okay, so that means all areas we can use in the single system. And if it is decentralized, okay, so let's say what do you mean by decentralized? Okay, some of the areas, suppose in my company, okay, the warehouse management is very important. Okay, so most of the activities, 70-80% activities, we are depending on the warehouse activities. Okay, so in that case my client is looking that, okay, I don't want to be give all the burden into single system. Okay, so I will be what I can do for warehouse management, I can go with the decentralized warehouse management. warehouse management system. Okay. So when for particular area, if I'm going with the separate system, okay, that means this client is different and this client is different. Okay. So whenever there is a, so what will be happening in that case? Okay, this WM will not be here. Okay, and that WM will be moving to here, separate activities. That means any WM warehouse management related activities will be performed into separate system. We cannot perform in the single system. Okay, so why it is too important? Why the client they're looking into decentralized sometimes? Anyone knows about that? No, whatever you have idea, you just give me that, because when we had a discussions, so you'll be understand more easily, right? If we have one-to-one discussions, one-to-two discussions, then it's very easy. You can easily understand that the concepts.
So I think because the company has different warehouses in different locations, so that's why.
Yeah, even different locations, it's not a matter, because in the single system, different plants also there. And I told multiple branches are there, manufacturing plants are there, stores are there. So everything I can maintain. So different addresses we are maintaining. But decentralized warehouse management, why it is required?
Probably could give a cheaper option.
Cheaper means, what do you mean by that?
For example, I mean, there could be a budget constraint if we are if everything is on the same system, then there could be a budget constraint of. So they
No.
are probably.
Okay, somewhat it's a budget, it's different, but the main agenda is here. WM why they are going with decentralized. What will be happen sometimes if I'm if I'm using ECC system, okay, with a centralized system. Okay, let's say centralized system if I'm using. Okay, what will be happen? Okay, so there might be lakhs of the transactions which will happen, lakhs of the transactions on every day. Okay, so lakhs of transactions it happen. When there might be, suppose let's assume that today is some festival it's going on, so there are too much sales which is creating. Okay, too much cloud it is there. Okay, so when the load when it is there, so let's example there is a too much load on the system. What will be happen? Suddenly might be the system performance will be down. Okay, so when it is down, what will be happen? We can hear like, okay, boss, so server is down, so the transaction will run very slowly. So we will be refreshing that. It will be take time. So let's assume that it is like 30 minutes or 15 minutes. Okay, that will be taking to refresh the system and upgrading to that memory or something like increasing the memory of the transactions. So again, it will be take like 10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Okay, so in that case, what will be happen? This 20-30 minutes, okay, I cannot able to log in the system maybe, or if even if I'm logging to the system, the performance will be very slow. So what will be happen? If I said warehouse management activities are very important in my organization, let's assume that, okay, warehouse management activities are very important. That means picking, packing, and goods receipt, goods issued to customers. Okay, so when they are maintaining decentralized warehouse system, that means they are maintaining separate system. Okay, even the main system which is impacting on the performance issue, it will not be impacting on the warehouse management activities. So even ECC is down, centralized system is down, I can operate still the main activities in the warehouse management. That means I can pack, I can receive the stock, and I can dispatch the goods. Okay, only it is impacting on the ECC, but impacting on the centralized system, but it is not impacting on the decentralized system. Okay, so here if you see that per minute, let's say per minute I'm doing, okay, thousands of orders dispatching. Okay, so that means outbound I'm doing, and at a time I'm doing, okay, per thousands of per minute I'm thousands of stock I'm receiving. That means it is a inbound. Okay, so this will not be impacted. Okay, if I have the decentralized system, what will be happen? This is separately we are doing in the separate system, so that will not be impacted for my business. Okay, because the, well, as I said, 60 to 70% is depending on my warehouse activities. It's my important activities. So even if it is a main centralized system, it is impacted half an hour, 1 hour also, there is no issue because I have the separate decentralized system. The customer dispatch will not be delayed. Okay, so when it is very important, when it is IS retail industries, apparel and footwear industries, or if I'm suppose I'm running the Amazon. Okay, so every minute I'm dispatching stocks to the customers, so that will not be delayed. Okay, so because let's say how it will be impacted, if even half an hour 30 minutes it is delayed also, maybe the courier guy maybe they missed out the transporting the goods. Okay, packing it is delayed. Okay, dispatching is delayed, received from the customer vendor is delayed, so everything it is impacting on the customer deliveries. Okay, so our agenda is finally on time delivery to the customer. Okay, so that's what. So some companies they will go decentralized WM system. Okay, is it clear?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so any doubts here? Decentralized and centralized system.
No.
Okay, so mostly they will be go with the centralized system, but if you go to some brands like Arvind brand, Nike showroom, okay, like Tommy and Hilfiger, okay, so there what will be happened every minute they will dispatch the goods, so like thousands of so if I have that 10,000 brands are there, I have the Ajot brand, I have the Nike brand, I have that okay Tommy brand, and so different brands, Arrow brands are there. Okay, then every moment I will get, every minute I will get multiple orders from the different platforms. E-commerce I will get from Amazon, I will get orders, and Flipkart I will get orders, so Mindtree I will get orders, because I'm the brand. I'm the brand. We are sending our own brands. Okay, so that should not be impacted. Clear? Is it clear?
So, one doubt, sir. We can say simply like they will for warehouse management they will maintain like other servers, I mean secondary server like that.
Yeah, it's also it's not secondary, it's the same server. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, it's like if you see that. Okay, if I'm this is the SAP system. Okay, so again we have one more system. Okay, and this is for the centralized for some areas, and this is for a decentralized. Okay, for a W, decentralized W. Okay, so the centralized one, there is a purchase order is created, and the inbound delivery created. What will be happen? That will be replicated into the here, because there should be a connection, right? Because how many orders you created, how decentralized system knows about that. Okay, so whatever the purchase orders, whatever the inbound delivery which is created, okay, the inbound delivery information will be captured in the decentralized system. Then in the warehouse management, the warehouse people will be planned accordingly to the inbound delivery
Okay, sir.
goods receipt. Okay,
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 sir.
so it is connected. So how it will be connected? Like, so we have the interfaces like I just said, right? It's SAP to SAP system, non-SAP to SAP system connectivity. So like the interfaces will be connected in the replica. So there is some related replicas are there. Replica middlewares are there. Those will be replicated automatically when centralized system is updated. Automatically in the decentralized system, that information will be flow. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Clear? So it's sequence. It's so what why we are using decentralized system? If suppose here, let's say 100 megabytes, the memory. Okay. So here also, if it is 100 megabytes, let's say some time, but it's expensive if I'm using separately. But depends on the our profit and loss and depends on my requirement from client requirement, they can obviously can go with the other systems also. So here also 1 TB and here also 1 TB. But if you see that in the centralized system, we are performing that okay, we are performing SD, we are performing PP, we are performing PM, we are performing PS, HR, okay, and FICO. So all these things we are performing, but here we are performing only WM. So when we are performing only WM related activities here, so obviously this will use too much speed comparing to this one, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that's what. So that will not be impacted on my deliveries. So my aim is always on-time delivery. So my importance, my client importance is obviously it should be like my important is on-time delivery to the customer. So even the centralized system is slow, it should not be impact on my decentralized.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So this will be happen because sometimes maybe because of some programs or some overload data. So sometimes the error will be so the server will be down. Okay. So those cases, it's very difficult to be connect centralized system. Then, but the decentralized it won't be impacted. And other than this one, there is one more case also. Like, okay, sometimes what will be happen that maybe data will be crashed. Okay, so what they will do? Okay, they will be maintaining that backup resource, backup systems. Okay, so in the same system, there is a separate client will be there, backup client. Okay, so they will be stored into the separately in the other memory card. Okay, so again loading and refreshing that will be take time, right? So in that case, also a decentralized system will not be impacted. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so maybe Yogesh, you aware about that? Maybe sometimes runtime errors and sometimes server is too slow, could not able to operate, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So this is the region. So there are so many performance related when the overload it is there. So why we will get this kind of problems overload? Any idea?
The data might be huge.
Yeah. So data is huge. Okay, but so even some cases what will be happen jobs. Okay, so what do you mean by jobs here? Okay, at a time multiple tasks released automatically in background. Okay, so sometime what will be happen, suppose my client they said that okay we are planning that 8 p.m. IST, let's say there is a multiple jobs which is running. Okay, so multiple jobs is nothing but like a suppose let's assume that automatic PO creation, okay, and material requirement planning, demands creating in the background, okay, and report generating to the higher level. Okay, so that means these are it will be automatically in the background from the program level. So the system will start automatically these jobs. Okay, will run automatically and it will be happened sequentially whatever the time we schedule. Okay, suppose generally how it will be like they will plan like it is 8 o'clock automatic PO creation and 8:30 material requirement planning demands creation, 9 o'clock reports will be generated. So those cases will be there. They will be sequential like non-working hours. They will be planned. They will run the jobs so that what will be happen on that date. On that date, suppose today there is a 2 lakhs or 2000 purchase requisitions created. That 2000 purchase requisition will be converted to POs. Okay, again there is a customers like 20,000 customers orders are there. Okay, these 20,000 customer orders again planning is demand is created. Okay, and at a time maybe there is a stock levels are down for 1 lakh materials. That 1 lakh materials also again the planning will be run. Okay, so they will fix the time. Okay, so when this is happening 8 o'clock, this will be happen at 8:30. Suppose maybe user or maybe the consultant they mistakenly run that all these to be gathered in the one time, so the load will be too high. So then what will be happen? Okay, so maybe jobs will be failure, jobs will not run, or maybe server will be down suddenly. Okay, and so there might be so many things will be happen because it is loading on the database, right? Database tables. Okay, so in that case, the server will be down mostly. Okay, clear? Is
Yes,
it
sir.
clear? Okay. Now, so this is what region. So now where we are in. So this centralized decentralized systems. Okay, decentralized system. It depends on our client requirement. They might be go with the decentralized system. So it is not only WM. Okay, if suppose in my company WM activities are very less, then I can go this WM in the centralized system. But maybe in the production planning, maybe it's very important for if the production is stopped, then most of our sources will be stopped. So in that case, so they will be planned. Okay, this production planning keep on 24/7. It's very important for me. I have different machineries. Like let's say example. Okay, suppose let's say milk industry, dairy industries, or pharma industries. So production is very important. Okay, so these cases, how it will be like they can go production planning in the separate, so decentralized. Okay, so they can go production planning in the separate decentralized system. Okay, so there are so many advanced technologies are there. Okay, so if I see MII, okay, manufacturing integration interface. Okay, so there are so many decentralized systems which is there, so that they will be used for the manufacturing. MII using for the production planning. Okay, and if you see that warehouse management related, if they have the EWM or system is there, extended warehouse management. This is extended warehouse management. Okay, so what is the difference between warehouse management and extended warehouse management? Anyone knows about that? So extended warehouse management is the extension to the IWM. Okay, but what is difference is extended warehouse management we can use for the highly complex procedures. Okay, so in my company they are using ad management, they are labor management, they are using packing, picking, and consolidations. Okay, so when they are using this kind of the process, okay, so we suggested that extended warehouse management is advanced the process which will be covered all the kind of the process in the warehouse management. Okay, so this is the base level warehouse management. Okay, then after that complex related they can suggest that EWM. So depends on the multiple activities. They have consolidation, deconsolidation, slotting. Okay, so there are so many other processes will be there. So that is the one area. Okay, so even EWM also they can go for the decentralized. Okay, clear? So like SRM, supply chain relationship management. Okay, customer relationship management, human capital management. Okay, there are so many advanced which is there. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when they are using this type of that, they can go with the decentralized system. Okay. But now in S4HANA, mostly it is covering all the basic related. Okay. So even in the IWM, embedded warehouse management it is there. Okay. So embedded EWM which is there. So that some of the functionality which is covered in the S4HANA itself. But still, if it is too complex and they want to go in the some highly complex procedure, they can go decentralized system.
Sir, like embedded external warehouse management means it is related to embedded systems, or is it separate?
No, it's the same. In the S4HANA itself, they provided embedded warehouse management. So earlier, how it is like, if I'm going to ECC, let's say assume that, okay, if I'm going to ECC, okay, if I want to use the EWM, I should go for the decentralized system. I don't have any option. because I cannot go with the centralized EWM. Okay, so if I'm using ECC system, if I want to use the EWM, then I have to go with the decentralized one, separate system. Okay, from ECC to EWM, there should be some connection. Okay, but in S4 HANA, what will be happen? Okay, so they are given some of the features into S4 HANA. That means, so in case my client, they need EWM, but the basic level of EWM, if they want, they can go only S4 HANA system. They don't need to be go again decentralized system, EWM. So they can, by using S4 HANA itself, they can use the EWM functionalities also, basic level. Okay. So that means in the S4 HANA itself, the EWM functionality also it is there. But if if I am ECC, but I must be go with the EWM, then I have to go with the decentralized only. There is no centralized.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So, but still, if they want to go with a higher level extent, a high level complex procedure, definitely they have to go to decentralized. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what these are the different advanced related modules. Okay. So that some of the functionality which is added in S4 HANA. Okay. And the versions also will be like, okay, how it is like, how many know about the versions? How many versions you know? So as you said, okay, every year SAP is coming that, okay, new upgrades like, okay, maybe new features they are adding, okay, maybe they are adding new business technologies, techniques they are adding, okay, new transaction codes they are adding, new tables they are adding. Okay, so they are coming with upgrades. So how it is like, if suppose I'm using the Apple iPod, so Apple iPhone, I'm using iPhone. Then every 3 months, 4 months, they are sending that. Okay, boss, you have this upgrade? Please upgrade to that. So like in SAP also, they are releasing that different enhancement packages. Okay,
So I know,
yeah.
like I have an idea. I know like two versions, sir. One is EC ECC 6.0 and EHP 7.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, correct. So I will tell you that. Okay. So ECC, if you see that, okay, there will be like 4.7 it is there. Okay, and 5.0 it is there. Now 6.0 it is there. Okay. Then again, each and every level. Okay. Again, enhancement packages are there: EHP1, EHP2, EHP3. Okay, and EHP4. Like so now it is like EHP8 it is running. Okay, EHP7, EHP8 it is running. Okay, that means it is a ECC 6.0. The latest version is like ECC 6.0. Okay, then EHP 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so maybe your client they are using EHP 6.0, EHP7 or EHP8. So that was the latest technology, right? Last year, I think it's almost 3 to 4 years back. Okay, they are using now it's EHP8. Okay. Okay. Now, like in S4 HANA also, okay. So why they are releasing these enhancement packages and all? So I will give you an example. Okay. Suppose advanced, let's say advanced vendor payments. Okay. So how many you know that advanced vendor payment? What is the concept of vendor advance payment? So before creating the purchase order or before receiving the goods, so I'm paying some advance payment to the vendor because the vendor itself is saying that no, you have to be initially have to pay some 30%, 20% or some fixed amount. Then only I can start to sending the goods to your place, right? So that was advance, right? We are paying some advance amount. This functionality earlier how it will be like in the 4.7 version. Okay, they are from finance side they are processing manually this advance payment. Okay, so there is no connectivity purchase orders and this financial, so there is no connectivity. But now what will be happen? Okay, in the EHP5 or EHP6, EHP6 sorry, ECC 6.0 and EHP version, we got option like in the PO itself, I can select that. Okay, I can select that when advance payment, how much I can, how much I need to pay. Okay, let's say 50% of amount, or like something like 50,000 amount. Okay, so based on this one, okay, when I selected in the PO itself, what will happen? Okay, the next process will be started like payment to the vendor, advance payment. So I can write the request for advance payment. Okay, advance payment processing, 10 payments. Okay, that we can do. So PO itself, I can start to be advance payment. Okay, so that was the feature added. So like multiple, like if suppose earlier how it is like, if I want to do goods receipt, okay, if I want to use the goods receipt, okay, I must be use the MB01 or I must be use the MB1C, okay, like different transaction codes we are using. Like goods receipt if it is, okay, so like we have a separate transaction code like MB1A, okay, if it is like transfer posting. Okay, so that means each and every process, okay, we are using separate transaction code MB1B like. Okay, but when there is a EC 6.0 and some versions, what it will happen? MIGO is an enjoy transaction. Okay, this we called as enjoy transaction. So what will happen? I can operate goods receipt, goods issue, transfer posting, cancellation, display, all I can see in the single transaction. So no need to be remember that all this transaction. I can go MIGO, I can select the option. Okay, so that's what every time it is upgrading. How the customer is they're requesting, or maybe they depends on their process, what they are looking into that. Based on that, they're upgrading to that. Okay, so that's happening in the each and every versions 4.7, 6.0, 5.0, and again enhancement packages will be happen. So each and every enhancement package there must be have some changes in the system. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that was the version change. Okay, now the same way in the S4 HANA also every year. Okay, every year. Okay, so it might be October, November or December. Okay, so this period maybe so this quarter or next quarter. So they will release that some adding new technologies. Okay, so that's what it started with. Like, okay, if we see that, I can see that 1609, 1610 versions, okay, 1909, okay, and 2021 versions. So like there are so many versions are there. So as for HANA, right? So do you aware about that? 1809, 1909, 1910, 2021, 2000. Did you aware about that? So these are the versions in the S4 HANA. Okay, these are the versions of earlier how it will be like. Okay, if it is 1609, so what will be happen? They can understand like, okay, 2016 year, okay, and 9th month is the 9 month they are released. 09 means not much like 9 month. Okay, so again here what will be happen? There will be on-cloud and on premises. So there again from on premises separate release is there, and on cloud separate release is there. If you see that, I can see like 1609 and 1610. So one is for the on premises, one is for the on cloud. Okay, clear? So in the same year, maybe there is a two versions released. One is for the on cloud, one is for the on premises. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are the changes. These are the like okay versions. Okay, every year it will be upgrade. Okay, so when the client they require, they can go with the upgrading. So upgrading is nothing but like a, what do you mean by upgrading? Upgrading project is nothing but like a, they're planning to upgrade from the one version to another version. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
So whenever we are upgrading the version, we are shifting to another system, or will SAP
No,
be
it's not
installing
system.
some
Okay, so
packages?
simple example. So if you have the mobile, what kind of mobile you have? Android or iOS?
Android.
Okay, Android is there. So Android, they are releasing the upgrades, right? Every year.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so did you changing the device?
No, usually no, I don't change the device. They usually,
Yeah, the same question.
auto upgrade.
Yeah, the same question here. We will not change the system. The same system.
Okay.
Itself.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, it's upgrading. That's all. So the functionalities, the base system, they will activating that the functionalities. The new latest upgrading functionalities they're adding.
But if we want to migrate from ECC to HANA, then we
That
have
is
to change the
different.
system.
That is different. If you how it's like if you're going from Android to iOS or from iOS again 12 to 13 version, then you obviously have to change the device, right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So upgrading, that's different again. That is it's a green implementation, right? Green
Yeah,
implementation, brown implementation. So
correct.
we call as implementation that. That's not we saying that upgrading, right? So upgrade
Correct.
green implementation or brown implementation, right?
Correct.
So here what will be happen if it is the same, they are planning from the ECC to S4HANA, then I can go with green implementation. If they don't have any SAP system, they are non-SAP system, Oracle or something, they're planning to go with S4HANA, then the brown implementation, right? So that is implementation process.
Sir, is there any tool to upgrade the SAP? Like, for example, in Linux, we'll use Patchworks to update software. Like
Okay.
that, in this process, we have any other tools, or we just update, run the software?
I didn't get you what you are exactly, but yeah. So so Windows is a platform we can use. Okay, so earlier it is like Windows X, and whenever there is a Windows upgrade, okay, so obviously the SAP application will be work on the Windows. Okay, and moreover we can use the VDA or VDI. Okay, so virtual data machine. Okay, so I can use like if you see that virtual data machine, how it will work. How many you know about that virtual data machine, how it will work? Even I have the Windows, I can install the virtual data machine and I can operate separately SAP in the other Windows,
Oh, okay, sir.
right? So, so everything it is possible. Okay, so depends on the client how they are using. So we have the Unix also we can use. Okay, and some platform we can use from the NetWeaver point of view. So it's majorly NetWeaver also we can use here. So it is completely technical. Mostly you might be not understand. Okay, NetWeaver and HTML and okay SFTPs, API connections, all it will be works in SAP.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this is what you are asking, or it's something different?
Yeah, that's what.
Okay, so everything it will be okay, right?
Okay,
That's
okay.
what right here. When we are using interfaces, suppose let's say interfaces. Okay, so we have so many options like I can connect to with FTP file, I connect with SFTP. Okay, that is FTP and SFTP both are same. Okay, I can go with IDOCs related, and I can go with API connections. Okay, because the non-SAP systems, different systems have their own different style of the features. Because if I'm just using some hybrids or something, they might be can connect only API. They cannot maybe they don't have option like SFTP or FTP. They have only option like API connections. Okay, in that case, obviously SAP also should understand that uh, should support that API, right? So everything it will be supported. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So even for this Kafka, okay, some on e-commerce related or Power BI. Okay. So these are all reporting purpose. Okay. It's a high level analysis report purpose. So I think now it is not required for you, because if you are on this, if we are going deeply, then you will be get too much confusion. There are so many processes. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Other questions here?
No question.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's what, right? So every time they are coming with the new features, they are adding new features. Okay, because if you see that because of the servers downs, because of the high due data, they started like R1, R2, R3, then their worldwide web connectivity, web 10 pros. Okay, and I can design myself my own web 10 pro web links and all. I can operate from the Google itself by clicking on the HTML link, right? So then service oriented architectures like okay, different businesses have their own style of the business that matching here, and HANA database. So that now they're coming with HANA database. Why they are coming with HANA database now? Because the clients they're moving to the for database, because database is too expensive when we are using SAP database, HANA database or something. So what they are doing, they are going with some other databases. So what will happen? Tomorrow they are blaming to the SAP boss why it is too slow. So I can say that boss, you are using databases, other third-party database, and how it will be like you can expected that SAP will work on quickly. Okay, so there are so many questions is coming from the client and customers and SAP. Then finally they are coming that okay, in memory computing. In memory computing. So how it will works in memory computing? Okay, so it's a HANA database level. Okay, SAP itself inbuilt memory that will give that okay what memory it is required to run the my applications. That all things it is aware about that. So based on that, the system which is giving the SAP itself, they're giving that, okay, boss, for your business, this is the memory. So you can plan this is one. We recommending this to go ahead. Okay. Clear? Okay. So every time it is coming with the advanced technologies. Suppose the client they are looking, maybe in the future, I can also present SAP from SAP directly, e-commerce also I can present directly. That's feature already is there. Okay, but we just depending to the e-commerce platforms and hybrid platforms. So we have SAP Hybrid also, right? So SAP Hybrid is the platform we can present that the data into the on cloud, like it's like a uh, uh, e-commerce level. Okay, so every time it is updating. That's what. So whenever there is a demand, okay, so obviously the SAP is fulfilling that demand and it is running. Clear? So that was the SAP journey. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So coming to that next. Okay. So this is the journey. So this is for understanding purpose. Okay. So mostly I hope you understand that. Okay. Uh, what is the journey, right? So any questions on this one journey? Any questions on this one?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So you understand, right? R3 stand for and R1 stand for and NetWeavers. Okay. Platforms and all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now it's running as for HANA. So simple suite, it is business suite, simple business suite. And here there is something new. Okay. In the SAP S4 HANA. Okay. So that is user friendly app. What is that app? That's called Fury app. Okay. So this is what Fury apps is the one of the advanced technology. Okay, which is SAP provided to the users. Okay, instead of operating software manually, like I'm entering ME21 and ME22, and instead of that, now everyone they are using mobile apps are they are connecting to the mobile apps, right? So SAP provided that okay, I can give like my all the transactions, all the activities you can perform by looking into by clicking on the apps. Okay, so the Fury app, it's like we have the tiles. Okay, tiles is nothing but like in the single screen I can see that multiple boxes, multiple tiles. Okay, so when I just click on one tile, it will be open the creating the purchase order. When I'm just clicking on the another tile, it is open the change purchase order. Okay, when I just click on another tile, it will be like a different activity. So multiple activities can be have the, I can see by visible. It is very easy to operate now because in earlier, if I want to operate that goods system, so I need to be think that okay, what is the transaction code? Okay, how to go? I have to go part each and a part, and okay, I have to go simple logistics. I have to go material management. I have to go to purchasing. So there was a part or maybe transaction code. But now by searching in the search box, I can easily find the tiles. Then I can easily operate. Okay. So that was the Fury apps. Okay, clear? So that was one technology which is added here, and moreover, as you said, HANA database is an inbuilt database, and it will be support like OLTP and OLAP. Okay, so analytical purpose it will be used, and transaction purpose it will be used. Okay, and row based, column based calculation. So what exactly it is like? Okay, if you want to understand what exactly it is like, okay. So earlier in the ECC, okay, if I'm doing like suppose I'm just doing goods receipt. Okay, so goods receipt I'm doing. So I have that 1,000 materials I'm receiving today. Okay, with 10,000 stock. Okay, that's an example. Okay, so when I have the 1,000 materials, obviously in the material document number, okay, the document itself have the what is the goods receipt document, have that 1,000 lines. Okay, okay, so what will be happen in the ECC level? We have header table is separate, okay, and item level table is separate, okay, and item level table is separate. Okay. And sometimes maybe the special stocks or something stock level, special stock related, those tables are different. Now, what will be happening in S4 HANA? Okay, the SAP they're giving that math doc table. So instead of header table separately, item table separately, and multiple other tables separately, what they given? They given one single table have all the information. Okay, so it is a if it is material related, goods receipt related, MAT doc. If it is related to financial related, then AC doc. Okay, so like they have the separate tables which is like, so they merged, so they are absolute some tables and they merged that into one process, one table, sorry, one table. Okay, so now it is very easy for technical also, if they want to write some logic or some build up process or some screen, they can go directly MATLAB and they can get all the information. Okay, is it clear? So that was a simplified. That was a simplified.
So instead of MSEG or BSEG, which are very vast and it is not, these tables are usually we do not recommend whenever we are writing the FS. We can use
Yeah,
the
correct.
MATLAB
So
that is
before that, MSEG, MKPF tables are there, right?
yeah.
Instead of that, we'll be recommending now they can go with the MATLAB. Correctly.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Noted.
And moreover, it is like it's not only MATLAB as such. There are so many other tables also they measure. And moreover, the transactions. Okay. So if you see that, if I want to create a vendor master record or metal master, sorry, a vendor master record, customer master record, general what we are using. Okay. If the customer master record FT01, okay, VD01, and MK XT01. Okay, if it's a vendor master record, then MK01, okay, XK01, and FK01, right? So these are the we are creating. Now in the S4HANA, what will be happen? This is created as a business partner. Okay, so single transaction, only business partner can be used for the creation of the vendor, creation of the customer, creation of the employees. Okay, so there are so many master data, it is measured that, and it is a they are using now only business partner. So in the S4 HANA, you cannot see these transactions. It is all absolute. Even if you are entering this one, it will go directly to business partner. Okay, is it clear?
Yep.
Okay, so that's what. So the SAP S4 HANA, which is giving that more feasible to the even customer end users and technical consultant, functional consultant, they're given that okay, simple way of the calculation, simple way of the transaction. Okay. So these are the tremendous changes in the S4 HANA in ECCs. Okay. So every time it will be upgraded, right? Clear? Okay. So that's what is in S4 HANA 2015 it started. So SAP its target like 2030. By 2030, every customer they must be used that S4 HANA. Okay. So till 2030 they will support ECC. Okay, but they are encouraging to the all the customers they have to be go as soon as to S4 HANA. Okay, but has money concerns and because already SAP is too expensive, clients are they are thinking about to move some people, but has they given so many futures and so many uh, simplified, so that will be give that so even client also happy with that new features they are going to this for HANA. Okay, so that was the target actually they planned till 2025. Initially they target like 2025. So after 2025 they are planning to restrict the ECC. They don't want to support the ECC, but later I think the customers still they are not ready with to move that. So they are given that to extend to 2030. Okay, so the target is like 2030. Okay, so till 2030 they can use the ECC, and later they have to plan upgrade to the S4 HANA. Okay, but again, even if it is SAP not supports, okay, uh, after 2030 ECC, okay, you might be go with the third party support. Okay, so SAP will not directly support to the team, but it's not like that will not get support from outside. So like other people how they're supporting ECC, so they can take from the third party system, third party IT teams they can support, but directly will not get support from the SAP. Okay, so that's what they're encouraging to move from ECC to S4HANA. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Yeah. Okay, then I think we'll stop today. Okay, it's 10:30. I have to pay this. So, any questions today?